سلام سلام. چطورید؟ بازی باحال The Last Case of John Morley اومدیم کاراگاه بازی در بیاریم. بذار صبر میکنیم ببینیم کسی میاد نمیاد، خبر بره برای بقیه و آره ببینیم. بذار اگه کسی هست صحبت کنیم، بعدش ادامه بدیم. هم که مشکلی پیش نیاد، چون دیشب یکم میکروفون بابا باعث مشکل شد. یهو اون وسط گفتش که نه من میخوام برم روی میکروفون هیدست و کلا صدای منو به باد داد. من امیدوارم که کار بکنه و خوب بگیره همه چیزو. دوربینم میدونم لگ داره، تو فکرش هستم. فعلا با یه گوشی وصله، جای دوربین عوض شده، امیدوارم بهتر باشه یکم. ولی آره دیگه، یکم فعلا باشیم یه 2 دقیقه دیگه. آقا روزتون چطور بود؟ کسایی که نیستید روز خوبی داشته باشن. برید بشینیم ببینیم کسی میاد نمیاد. هی، نمی‌تونم مثلا اینو چیز کنم واسه بگیرم. تا اینجا این بیچرخم ببینم میتونم پیدا کنم تو این قسمت ها. اینجا این بزا بریم چیز باش. این ور رو آف کنیم بیایم اینجا. سرچی بکنیم.
So in this video, I'm going to walk you step.
براوزر تور باز بکنیم، بزنیم URLمون رو با کنیم، بزنیم اینجا. اینطوری خودم نمیبینم چه برسه به کس دیگه. نکنم ایده جالبی باشه. خب خیلی ویوه 200,000 نفر شدیم. بریم به سراغ گیممون. این چی به چیه؟ کردم انقدر.
Where am I? I know it's following me. I can feel it. I shouldn't have taken such a risk. That sound. It's coming from the river. If it catches me, it will show no mercy.
فقط برای اینکه من روز
I know it's hidden somewhere in this forest. I should be able to see its light soon. At last, I can gather my strength and plan how to face that monstrous thing.
بی‌ناموس این قرار نبود ترسناک باشه. چرا باید میخوام بازی ترسناک بازی نکنم.
Private detective, and today is a momentous day. After enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox, today I'm finally free. Who would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did? A stormy night, soaked to the skin, wrestling that brainless killer on a rooftop. Then a slip and a 5-story plunge.
It appears you're awake at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer.
یارو
I
آشناه
bring you good
شبیه
news. The latest test
11
results
بیشتر.
are favorable, and the doctor has authorized your discharge.
یکم
You are now
تحقیقی اونو داره.
officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any
هیچ
residual effects.
موقع
This should assist
تو
in
این گیم رو
alleviating your
نباید این قرص
nightmares.
رو بخوری.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have
همینم
other
گزینه
patients to
آخر
attend to.
انتخاب کردم
I
که
wish
هیچ
you all
وقت
the best.
کسی اعتماد نباید بکنه. آره من مثلا اینا رو دیدم فیلم ببینم.
Story of my life. That's me, the bloodhound Morley. Blimey, what a fool I took onto that rain-soaked pavement. And to top it off, with that downpour, I ruined my... Blimey, it's nearly noon. I must have lost track of time in those... There's notes from Penny, my secretary. She must have left it here a few days ago, while I was still under observation. Damn it, Penny. I don't blame her, though. I'm a right mess. Well, looks back. These do a fine... I usually use the... So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny after all. I should get myself a pair of derbies. Or brogues. They're much more comfortable.
زیر رو نداره.
Besides, if I
آینه هم
slipped,
نذاشتن که یه رفت.
I'm not ready to leave just yet.
همه گوشوار میزن.
Trench coat and fedora hat. Every detective's must have. I'd better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that slip away. All right, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
سلام علیکم. من باید بیام این ور بخونم. خیلی بده. استریم خوش اومدی.
Back again. Feels like stepping into a forgotten paradise. Everything's got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new. This hospital's... Here they are. Penny's keys. Just like it says in her note. This case is worth its weight in gold. Everything you need for a portable lab. Penny's desk. I ought to get... So this is Peter. That smug grin's got "Punch Me" written all over it. The murder weapon from the cadaver collector case. Nasty business, that one. The case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed. This one's a favorite. The jealous... My desk. Strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before, well, before my files. Another one of my cards.
دلم تنگ شد.
But this one has my last name circled. Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter E. That's what gave away the typist in the black letters case. My Smith & Wesson, in perfect condition. You never know when it'll come in handy.
لود نشده.
The Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away. Oh, my apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
My apologies. I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honor of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Lady Margaret, could you tell me what brings you here today? How can I assist you?
I shall endeavor to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered. It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was
5
closed,
تا چاقو
and
وقتی
justice was never
میزنه این دیگه
served.
به قصد کشته. روزت
I
با
am
5
prepared
تا
to offer
چاقو
you
نمیزنه.
£30,000 if you take on
روزو
this
خیلی
case,
میخواد
and a
بزنه
further
بگیره بره.
£30,000 if you can
نمیخواد
solve it and
بزنه
bring the true
بکشه.
killer to
5 تا
light.
نمیزنه.
Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
I understand your
دادگاه
distress,
شد.
Lady
30,000.
Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
این سوالش بهترین چیز میکنه. خب یکی از چیزاش اینه که چرا الان بعد از این همه
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice. But all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
سلام زاهدی خوش اومدی.
Tell me, were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber. It is a
صدام
decision
کمه
I shall
جدی؟
regret for the rest of my days.
ببینیم کم که گفتی اگر صدا کمه اینور که زیاده اینور مگه اینکه باید از الان بهتره. خیلی بیشتر شده. ها صدای بازی. اوکی اوکی.
The t-
بذار کمش کرد. صدای خودم بیاد همیشه.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't
الان
bear to
بهتره.
remain there, to live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor, it still feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls,
با هم
her
باز
voice
خوابم.
humming that old melody. The delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever accept the case. Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation. I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm. The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight. Every step I took felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten. Not a sound. The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something. The door's chained up with a padlock. Looks like I'll need to find the key.
حقوقیم در من فرا گرفت.
It seems Elodie had a passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. A blue moon,
نگاه میندازن
fitting for a place haunted by its own secrets. So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step. A globe resting in a beautiful wooden stand. 2 chairs. One of them knocked over. The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. She never got to drink it. Looks like someone arranged tea in the library that day. An empty envelope. Did that lipstick stains? Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
I am very angry. After all these years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
The Fordside family crest. A rampant dragon. A time-honoured symbol across European heraldry, particularly among the English and the Welsh. Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors. Looks like the Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place. The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly? Lady Fordside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace.
ما تا اینجا فهمیدیم که یه دعوایی کرده ایشون خدمتکار، نامه سوزونده، بعدم
The lock has been concealed. This door must open by some other means. Another painting by Elodie. There's something deeply disturbing about her work. The housekeeper resigned. Seems something, or someone, troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this place.
On. On. From the dawn never have. خب ایشون داد به سمت تلسکوپش اینجا چیز داره ای داری
this must have been some sort of private stud. A British passport. Lord Fordside was on an old pocket watch. It probably belonged to Lord Fordside, Lady Margaret's husband. Elodie was committed to a psych. Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. They look happy. This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
شم روشن. یارو اینجا رو هانت کرد. سر همو بزنن چیزه. یکی بلایی بدن. اینجا چی؟
Here lies Elodie. Rest eternally, beloved daughter, beneath the tree that once watched you grow. So this is where Elodie is buried. The grand ship on the open sea. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at a man with his back turned, watching. This door appears to lead out to the back garden. Locked with looks like some sort of clue. Trace the tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the artist in a thoughtful display. Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead as art lights your way. Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to the sinking of a ship. This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
Looks like a commercial seaman's yearbook.
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for? Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family. Locked, as expected. There's a metal engraving of a tree.
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly
A young woman screaming in the middle of the darkness. They looked so in love. So happy. I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died.
این نور نبود. اینا همونایی که میگفتن گربه قرمز داره.
A boarded up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason.
اینا هم نمیدونم.
Something definitely happened here. Some of these tools have been bent, likely trampled over. These broken chairs. Someone must have held them to the ground with great force. A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction.
اینجای کار فهمیدیم که بابا از خودشون دزدیده شده. خودشون دعوا شده.
Looks like the crowbar is broken. A good way to motivate the staff. A backgammon board. One of the oldest board games.
بله ایرانی هم هستش.
Miss Marva apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread. And what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
الان از این عکس بعد میرم اونجا.
A doll pierced with an awl. A warning? The young maid was an avid fan of actor Valentin Rudolph. What a collection of posters from his films. No doubt, this is the cook's room. Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion. A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling.
نفس کشیدن خودمه این نباشه خیلی بد.
Is there someone else in the house?
ولم کنید چرا همه
Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me. Another boarded-up door. The question is, was it sealed before the murder? And why? This must be Walter Brandon's room. A compass and a sextant, the diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who he was, and what his involvement in this case. An empty bottle. It smells of good rum.
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife. The gleam of its blade shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I heard
A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea.
Coming here was a grave mistake. He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners, waiting to surprise me. I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife. He means to kill me. I am losing my faculties. It is best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I woke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully. An external maid who comes to clean was crying and accusing me of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
It looks like this vase was shattered. Not just dropped, but smashed with intent. The last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
Walter was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter. Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. A photograph of it. Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats. The killer likely fled through the rear door of the house. Here's the missing kitchen knife. Undoubtedly the murder weapon. It's clear that the man who killed Elodie discarded his blood-stained clothing during... Despite his injuries, the killer rid himself of anything that might incriminate him before fleeing the scene. The boots, the coat, even the knife. It's a chilling thought, but those very items remind me of the figure seen lurking near the manor. The same figure Walter Brandon spoke of with such dread. And perhaps the very one who was said to have harassed the maids. That mysterious presence was, in all likelihood, the murderer of Elodie Fordside. This ought to do the trick for that boarded up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room. At that old fountain in the garden, now little more than a basin of stagnant water, one can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands. It seems almost certain the killer stopped here, in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body.
باز میکنیم و میریم.
Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul. A sharpening wheel, unlabeled liquor bottles, the damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them. There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe. Thujone, its active compound, could provoke hallucinations. Visions said to come straight from the goddess Artemis herself.
اگر میشد
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key. Him again. Who the bloody hell are you?
ای تو ایو نگاه میکنی فقط بیستی من برم. الو داداشم. کفه هنوزون بردار نگاه می‌کنی.
I should finish gathering all the clues from the Countess's room before exploring other parts of the house.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie.
The bed is made. It's a damn fine bottle of wine. Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it.
آه نیوکی آنلاک. نیکو.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
اینه بعدی کجا؟ اینجا؟ نه.
Something made of glass has shattered here.
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. likely the one to Elodie's room. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. A rag doll, tossed on the floor. Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory... There was a struggle here. Clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened. A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair. The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece. On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie. Wounded, the killer fled the scene. But it was already too late. Elodie was already dead.
زنی بهمون دروغ گفت. از اول میدونستش این
The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
چسبوند به هم دیگه. اگر همین باشم من رو باحالی بدی نبود. فکر نکنم
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife and about Walter Brandon the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
میتونیم ادامه
It
بدیم.
was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum. But what I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
من اولش خانه رو با یه موزیک کرد.
The front door, sealed shut. As expected.
هر کسی
Nothing's ever straightforward, is it?
کرد.
I'll have to find another way in.
همین الان کسایی که کاپیتان کرد که این نمیخواستن و نمیدونن حق کسی نمیکرد
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum. pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen.
Oh, Sherlock.
Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now. Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days.